Asking polite questions in English. Today we are going to be looking at some very polite ways of asking questions in British English. These structures will help you in all kinds of situations. Let's kick off with an easy one. Could you tell me? Instead of asking a direct question like, "What time is it?" which may sound a bit rude, you can add an introductory phrase like, "Could you tell me what time it is?" And you will come across as politer to the person you are asking. Remember to change the order of the structure here, as this is like an indirect question. Now have a look at these examples. Instead of saying, "Where is the bus stop?" we can say this. Could you tell me where the bus stop is? Could you tell me if Mr. Smith has checked out? Now let's check out another one. Would you happen to know? Here is a very polite and formal way of asking a question. You need to use if or whether next if it is for a yes or no question or a question word. Don't forget to put the words in the correct order. Would you happen to know if there is a bakery nearby? Alternatively, you can use do you happen to know? If the question has an auxiliary verb, swap the positions of the auxiliary verb and the subject. Do you happen to know what time he finishes work? I don't suppose you know, do you? If the question is in the present or past simple tense, remove do, does or did from it. Make sure you change the verb ending so that the verb is in the correct tense. I don't suppose you know what Jenny said, do you? I don't suppose you know why the park is closed, do you? I don't suppose you know if you can park on this street, do you? Would you mind? This question structure uses the modal verb would, which makes it extra polite. You can follow this with a verb in the gerund form. Would you mind putting out your cigarette? Or you can follow this with if plus a subject pronoun plus a verb in the past simple form, as this is like a second conditional question. Would you mind if I sat next to you? You couldn't, could you? Again, this is another extremely polite way of asking a question. We use an infinitive form of the verb without to after couldn't, and then add the question tag, could you? We often use question tags to make questions more polite. You couldn't lend me your car, could you? You couldn't give me a hand with this, could you? Would it be possible to? Add a verb in the infinitive form here to complete this polite question. Sorry to bother you. Would it be possible to borrow your phone? Is there any chance? This way of asking a question implies that you are asking quite a big favour. Is there any chance you could give me a lift to the station? Is there any chance you could look after the kids this evening? If you want to learn British English with me, hit the subscribe button to join the community and put some icing on your English.